Today's hike is at Martic Township Park in Lancaster County. And before I start the hike, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and that's a bit of a review. This park could be a great place to hike, but it needs a lot of maintenance. There are many, many trees down in many, many places. Some of them are fairly easy to step over, some of them are not. Some you need to crawl under, some you need to go around. Pretty near the top of the hill coming up from the parking lot, you come to this junction. You can see there's a yellow mark on the tree right here, and there's a trail off to the left that also has a yellow mark on the tree, and another trail off to the right with another yellow mark on the tree. The first time I hiked here, I went that way, and the next tree past that one that had paint on it, that paint was red. So I turned around and came back here and went down this trail to the left, which will take you down to the creek. We're getting pretty close to the creek now, and here's a tree that's down across the trail. This one you gotta step over the first part of it and then duck under the next part. And then when you get down by the bridge, you can see there's more trees down. That one that's across the bridge is fairly recent, and you could probably duck under that and go across the bridge, but I'm not going to because that bridge has always looked pretty sketchy to me, and it's even worse now that it's got a big tree laying across it. You don't really need to cross the creek because there is a trail on both sides of the creek at this point. The one on this side is kind of narrow and not extremely easy to follow, but it's doable. And if you do cross the creek, before too long, you wind up crossing back again onto this side anyway. So I usually just stay on this side of the creek here. Now this tree, I'm not even going to think about trying to go over, and there doesn't look like there's any good way to get around it, so I'm going to crawl under. And no sooner you come out from doing that, and there's two more down across the trail here. And you step over those two, and there's another one just a little bit more up the trail. I'm getting pretty close to the spot where I like to go down into the creek and cool off. I lost count of how many trees were down across the trail. Now, to be honest, when I hike, I always wear shoes. And you can probably see I carry a stick in one hand. So I literally cannot count any higher than 5. But you've probably seen 5 so far, and there are many, many more before I get all done and back to the parking lot. And here is the place in the creek where I like to go. There's not actually a trail to get down to it. You got to kind of pick your way through the woods. But if you look just off to the left of center, you'll see where the waterfall falls into the little pool, and it's a nice place to cool off. And there's a little clearing on the other side where you can park your backpack and whatever other gear you don't want to take in the creek with you. After sufficiently cooling off in the creek, I followed the blue trail on around, and after stepping over and and going around a bunch more trees. You come out onto Marticville Road and walk up the road for a short way to the entrance to the parking lot. And it's a little bit of a climb up that driveway. So you may notice that when I get back to my trusty escapator, I am a little bit short of breath, but I recovered quickly.
Catch me again next time. You know, outside.